In today's video, we're going to take a deep dive into one of my favorite EdTech tools. We're going to learn how to make a class review book using Book Creator that's done in a way that it engages students and it serves the purpose of helping our students at the end of the year. In my AP Bio class that I taught last year, I wanted to come up with a way that allowed students to work together to make a review of everything that they need to know to prepare for the AP Bio exam. This is what I used. Check it out. All right, so we are in the Book Creator app. This is the free version, and I signed in as a teacher. The first thing that you're going to notice is the dashboard. They organize books into libraries. Right now there's one library here that says My Books, and it's private. This is the Getting Started guide for Book Creator. So if you want to learn how to go through Book Creator, go to that guide first. The next thing that we're going to do is take a look at these tabs up here. We have Discover, where you could go out and discover books that other people have already created. That's under Discover. You could do it by grade. And you could literally just go through each book if you wanted to and check out what they're doing. There's a Learn how to do things in Book Creator, and then you could actually get certified, and there are some apps that go with it. A couple that I would highly recommend using is Canva, maybe even Bitmoji. Giphy might not be a bad one either, and you can connect your Google Drive if that's something that you want. Let's go back to libraries real quick, and we're going to start making our first library. And for me, I like to consider my classes that I teach. I would like to name my library after the classes I teach. So one of the classes I teach is called AP Bio. So I'm going to make a new library and I'm going to call it AP Bio. And this will be my placeholder for the year for my library. And we might make a different book per unit that we cover that the students can use later on when they're studying for the AP test. All right, now that we've clicked our AP Bio library, it's time to add a new book. Go up here to the top, add a new book. Here are some layouts that you can select. I like to go looking at the templates, see what I see here. I like this nice modern theme. So now that we have this modern theme, we're going to have to edit it. The easiest way of doing that is start with one element. So here's a photo element. Let's hit the delete. And then it's going to bring up a plus, so now we could go search for something. And for this particular assignment, I'm going to look for ecology images because that's the unit that we are covering. And then you look for a picture that kind of speaks to you. I don't know why, but this one's speaking to me, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. It's going to size it up for me. It fits it into that little box. Notice that around the picture there is a locked symbol there. If you want to unlock it so you can move it, you right click on it and you hit unlock. There are some other options that you could do, but I just wanted to point that out. Alright, I'm going to go into my next one. I'm hitting right click and I am going to unlock it. First I can move it up because I want mine to be up here. And then I'm going to double click and I'm going to put Unit 8, Ecology, on there because that's the unit that we're doing. And I'm going to go down to theme. I'm going to right click on theme here. I'm going to hit unlock. I'm going to drag this up a little bit to where I want it. Double click on it. And I will put AP Biology. And really that's all I need there. This is going to be the whole class, but what I'll probably do with this is just put period 7 there for the class period. So this is our title page. I like to do this page to start off just so they know what we're getting into and it doesn't provide them with any more work. It just helps us get started. Alright, now it's time to get a new page in here, so we're going to hit the over button. This is a section header template. If we want to put in here kind of like what they can expect in here, what I would do is I would edit this and I would put my table of contents here. So if I click on here, I could add table of contents and hit done. And now what I'm going to do, and I'm going to pause the video, I'm going to take some time to make the table of contents. So my table of contents, I like to pick one topic per student. For this, I'll just say that I have 10 students to make it simple. I'm going to pause this, I'm going to fill in the table of contents, and then we can go from there. Alright, so I made the table of contents. I made it for 12 students. If you have 24, you could definitely pair them up. But these are the 12 topics in this unit that I want covered. And then I gave them a list of criteria that I want. So each page will have to have definitions. And I always ask the page not to be very cluttered. So the way that you can make it not very cluttered is ask them to make a Google Doc with all the definitions and notes that they need for that topic. They could pick a photo that is going to be like the cover image, and that will be put on the page of the book, and then hyperlink that photo to the note slide. That's an easy way of doing that. The second thing they have to do is find a reputable video. I often recommend in science, Khan Academy, Bozeman Science. Those are just two that I recommend. Obviously, in the other subject areas, you'll probably know the person that, kind of spearheads those types of videos for your topic. The third thing is they have to attach 2 assignments that were used in class to cover the topic. And I always put on there at least one must be a lab. Labs are hard. That's where learning happens because that's practical application. So that's why I always want at least one of them to be that. The other one could be any type of assignment that we use to cover that content. The fourth criteria is they need to create 3 application questions that the other students should be able to answer if they interact with the content page. I often ask them to make at least 1 multiple choice and to ask it in a way that the College Board asks it on the test. Now they could go out and find College Board questions or practice AP bio test questions that is relevant to their topic, and they could use those, and I'm alright with it. But I want application questions. So not just recall or definition memorization questions, because you're not going to see a lot of that on the test. You need to be able to apply knowledge, even if it was a multiple choice question. The last step is they need to make a virtual tour of their, I put slide here, but really it's their page. They need to use the narration tool, or they can make a screencast and attach the screencast to their page as well. As long as they put it on YouTube or share it in their Google Drive, they'll be able to get the link. With YouTube, you could probably just embed it in onto the page, but with slides, what you're going to have to do is the same thing as you do the note sheet with. Alright, so let's go into the rubric. So I just jotted a couple things down. This is not my rubric, but the way that I make my rubric is as follows. What I do is I come up with a list of things. These are the check mark items. A lot of times when I look at rubrics, I see that they're just, teachers are asking for very specific things and they just put a check mark next if it's present. What I do is I jot down all the specific things in that checklist, and if my scale is 1 out of 5 for each one of them, what I do is I make the check mark section my 3, because I want students to have these things, but I also want them to go above and beyond. How they do that is kind of up to them. Maybe it's an extra picture here. Maybe it's more insight on the overview of what they're going over. Maybe the notes are organized in a special way and they go above and beyond. And that's how they would earn those extra points. For the assignments one, because there's 2 assignments, I make those worth 5 points apiece. So here the midline would be 6 points, 3 out of 5 for each of them. Alright, so now that I'm done getting the criteria, I would make this, I would dress it up a lot more, and I would make a little bit more guidance as to what a 1 looks like, a 3, and a 5 looks like. And I would fill that in. Typically what I would do is implement a Google Doc here, or a Google Slide, and download it as a PDF and pull that into this. Or maybe a JPEG. You could also do it that way and hyperlink it to however you made your rubric. Once we're done with the rubric, we're going to go over and I'm going to start putting topic 1, topic 2, and keep going until all 12 topics are on here, so the students can start working on their slides. Now, when you're done with all this, what you have to do is go back to My Books and grab this invite code. And this invite code is what you're going to give to your students so they can work on their pages. After that, give them some class time, see what they come up with, maybe a homework time, and then hopefully by the due date you'll have a whole unit review that students can use to get ready for the test, either for the unit or for the review for the AP Bio exam. So hopefully this was helpful. I think Book Creator is an amazing tool. Everyone should give it a try. And let me know what you think.